We made our fire using steel wool and a battery. We also made our fire with sticks, pencil shavings, and dry leaves. Once we got our fire to light, we did not have enough time to keep it going long enough to boil water. We made another fire using a stick to demonstrate our plan and how we would boil our water and cook our food. Being a hunter and gatherer, it would take a lot more time than shown in our video to start a fire because we had many attempts before that we did not include in our video. Those attempts used a smaller battery and gum wrappers to light the tinder, but we only got the fire to smoke and unfortunately did not light.
To survive, you need to drink 2.5 liters of water a day. For 6 people, that's 15 liters. My group has 3 ways of obtaining sustainable water. The first is collecting rainwater. When it rains, we'd set a big bucket out to collect the water. We don't need to purify it as it's purified from the sun. We'd also boil water from the bay, which would kill parasites and bacteria. Our last method would be using a DIY water filter. You take one big plastic bottle and one regular-sized one. You cut the top off the regular-sized and the bottom off the big one. You fold the big bottle up into itself and then fill the regular bottle halfway with the water you want to purify. Leave it in the sun for a few hours and then it'll be good to drink. The water evaporates out of the small bottle and collects on the sides of the big bottle, leaving just the salt in the regular bottle. Then you tap the water off the big one and it falls into the folded part. It's not the most productive way and it doesn't produce a lot of water, but it works in an emergency.
Outside of a hurricane or natural disaster scenario, people survive as hunter-gatherers every day without necessities that we take for granted, such as grocery stores, clean water, or electricity. Specific groups include the Paraha people, who are an Amazonian hunter-gatherer tribe. They live in Brazil on the Maíce River, using nature to its fullest extent. There's also the Sentinelese people who live on the Andaman Islands in the Bay of Bengal. They survived the 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami and are known to keep as much distance as possible from the rest of the world, thriving on their own. In our research, we found a common similarity between most groups in hunter-gatherer situations. It is that many live alongside rivers and or other bodies of water. Our bodies obviously need water to survive, and just taking rivers as the example gives a group of people access to running water and food sources such as fish and the land-dwelling animals that are drawn to the water as well for hunting.
Down at the dock, we found sea lettuce. Sea lettuce is highly nutritious and can be eaten raw. A serving of approximately 90 grams is 130 calories. Based on the amount we found at the dock, seaweed would be a perfectly sustainable source of food.
To stay healthy, we would each need to consume about 80 acorns per day, which is based off a 1,200-calorie diet. According to OutdoorLife.com, you must first soak acorns in warm water to leach out the tannic acid, which causes nausea and digestive distress when consumed. After soaking the acorns for a few hours, you can then safely eat them. One mushroom is about 20 calories, so if we were to solely live off mushrooms, we would need to consume about 80 to 120 mushrooms per day, also based off a 1,200-calorie diet.
Another source of food we found is earthworms. Although they have a pretty low calorie amount at only 0.07 per earthworm, 60% of it is protein. We also were able to find it in many places along campus, including puddles, which would be very prevalent after a natural disaster, and especially a hurricane.
Lily, you have to vlog about your fishing. What are we doing right now?
I'm fishing, trying to catch a fish, and it's not going so well.
That's okay, that's okay.